have my candle that I've been using to make sure that the edges are melted. And on each of the seams, I've also melted the edges so they don't fray where it's sewn. There's number 1. So that one goes in the very bottom left-hand corner. If we think of this like a grid, like an XY axis, 1, 2, 3, and it goes, starts high and goes down, so you can see here. And this is how you can tell if it's working or not. The face is lined up, and there you can see where I made the mistake. Another thing I wanted to show you was all the different spools of fabric in the end, because I'm doing this with more than one spool, and hopefully when I'm done all of them and they're all installed, hopefully everybody will send me back a picture and I can show all the students the other art that the other kids have done with their fences. This is what the zip ties look like that I got from the Renault Depot. They're about $3, so if, I don't know, I didn't provide you enough or someone spills them all over the schoolyard and something happens, I am including them. And I just wanted to show you how to make sure that you are getting the zip ties in there properly. So I have my zip tie here. Now a zip tie goes up like this. So you put it in through like this. And then you can hear it as it's locking. And that won't come undone. Okay, so now I'm going to show you on the actual. So make sure that you've got it woven through all nice, that you've got your diagonal line that's on the outside and that's lined up nice and tidy so that it'll look pretty. But when we get to the last one, if you weave it and then go around the back, you can do it that way. Or if you think it might look cleaner, you can skip the last one and go around. And you see how when I do this, I'm actually using a soldering iron, and I've been poking holes with, you see how it makes the holes. And so that's how I lined it up. If you need to change any of the holes, a grown-up will have to put new holes in, because the reason I do that is that the nylon melts, and when it does that, it creates a solid edge, and it won't fray after that, because we don't want it to fray in the winter time. So we're going to start with the box pointing away. We put it through, so you see the box goes through. The fence is in the middle, so what we're doing is we're tying it to itself like that, and then that's tight, and that won't come undone for several years hopefully, and it'll look beautiful. So you can smush that out, and then you can just clip off the end so it looks tidy. And you're going to do this after you've made sure that all of the lines line up. So after you have the whole thing installed, you want to make sure that all your lines line up, and you can tweak it a little bit. So some places maybe it's not as tight as others, maybe some places you have to stretch it a little bit more, so that all the lines in the end look nice and clean and tidy. And the reason I put on the lines was because we're doing pixel art. I felt like it just needed a little bit of help explaining the shape of the flowers, because without the lines, it looked a little hard to understand. I'm not going to lie to you, figuring out the grid system has not been the easiest for me. As you can see, all the little pink papers
Here's a 20,
all over the floor
20,
are all the
so
mistakes that I have made in trying
up
to label them. So they are labeled. So this is a 27, this is a 27,
like,
this is a 27.
if you do them every 5 or so,
and down here,
it'll just help you stay on the grid. Because it's very easy to get like the grid.
In this one, I'm using the soldering iron to actually like weld the pieces together, and then I'll put the seams on afterwards. You can see I've come full circle from trying to not do figurative organic shapes and just have them be pixelated to going back to cutting out each little individual shape, and they look like that on the back, and making a more satisfying looking final piece rather than trying to fix it afterwards with sewing on seams to create the detail. Okay, so I have in front of me here all of your drawings. I printed them out. Your teacher emailed them to me, so I printed them out from my end. And I just want to go over a couple of them. So we can see that there's a lot of heart imagery here. There's about half of them had hearts on them. This one has a heart too. And you can see in the background here, I've put the great big heart holding everybody together. So there were some really interesting images. Like, I'm really curious about what this one is because I think it's a super cool image, but I didn't know that it really spoke very clearly about the idea, and this one too, about the idea of friendship, integration, and kindness. So these two images here, I like the little goofy face on this guy. These two images here really spoke to me about like friendship especially, and so this is sort of friendship and integration in this picture. And you can see here from Abby's drawing, I took the outfits of the first two people. I made her jumper purple just because the pink was, I was using the pink for the skin because I really had like 3 different skin tones that I could use, and I wanted to emphasize how everybody is different, yet it doesn't matter, that we can all be friends together. And then I also used this guy from Vic's drawing, and you can see him over here. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out, you guys. It's some beautiful work. And I love these Minecraft swords, but they didn't really speak about friendship, kindness, or integration to me. And this little guy over here, this cat, I'm going to use it in another image. I'm sending 3 to your school, so this one is one I'm going to send after school is done, and the lady whose name is Miss Julie is going to put it up for us. So it'll be there in the fall when you get back to school. And I'm also going to use the rainbow idea on another image as well. So you guys have done some beautiful artwork here. Thank you very much. And I'm also going to be showing you what the grade 4s did. So this is the grade 5 mosaic, and it'll be going up on your last day of school. Have a fabulous summer, guys. Princess Elizabeth School, grade 4. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the pictures that I got inspiration from here. So these are the pictures I received from you guys. And you can see Mr. Turtle that I included. and we have the rainbow and the tree with the two birds in it, and the shooting star. And then, okay, so I admit I'm pretty sure this was a hamster or a guinea pig, but I put a big fluffy tail on it, and I made it a squirrel, and I put it in the tree. And then I had these sunshines, I had another sunshine, and I had this beautiful flower, and I thought, well, hey, let's put those ones together and make it a kind of a sunflower in the sky kind of moment. And this is also like a plant thing, so I combined the plant idea up there with the tree. And I really wanted to include a ladybug, but when I started thinking about scale, remember we talked about scale, making things bigger and smaller? Well, like I would have had to make the ladybug the same size as the turtle, and then I thought that would be scary to have like turtle-sized ladybugs. Now these ideas up here with the dog, who I really like, and these hands and the heart, and there's another hands with the heart. I'm going to, oh, and the ice cream. And here, oh, there's another dog here too. I'm going to include those ideas in the third one that I am going to be sending to you, and Miss Julie is going to install it a little bit later in the summer. So when you get back from summer vacation, you'll be able to see it. All right, thank you so much, guys. Your art is really beautiful. Congratulations.